Welcome to Council Action. My name is Elizabeth Couts. I'm the mayor of the city of Burnsville. Council Action is a summary of the council's meeting on Tuesday, September 20th, 2016. The meeting was called to order at 6:30 p.m. at 100 Civic Center Parkway in the council chambers. We begin our meetings with a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. And then we move on to our announcements, and we had a presentation. Upcoming meetings. Council meetings are scheduled for Tuesday, October 4th at 6:30 p.m. and Tuesday, October 18th at 6:30 p.m. We have work sessions scheduled for Tuesday, October 11th at 6:30 p.m. and Tuesday, October 25th at 6:30 p.m. We're also in the midst of our budgets, and here is the budget schedule. And please join us if you would like to come into City Hall. And if you wish to be recognized, just let me know. I'm happy to recognize anyone who wants to speak during our budget workshops. So, department presentations, Tuesday, October 25th at 6:30 p.m. We have a budget work session. It's scheduled for Tuesday, November 15th at 6:30 p.m. Another budget work session on Tuesday, November 29th at 6:30 p.m. And then we adopt the budget and the tax levy on Tuesday, December 6th at 6:30 p.m. Now, I would like for you to tune into the City Council meeting and see the presentations from our two Rotary clubs here in Burnsville. And their donation was to the garage, the improvements in the garage, and also, both of them were for the improvements of the garage. So please tune into the City Council meeting and hear the presentations from the Rotarians, the Noon Club and the Breakfast Club. We then move on to Citizens Council and comments, and we had one gentleman who appeared before the City Council to speak. And we listened, and then we directed staff to bring the issue that he brought before us to the next work session. And there were no additions to the final agenda, no emergency items to be added. And then we move on to the consent agenda. On the consent agenda, we approved all of the minutes of our past meetings. We also approved claims listing. We also approved a resolution providing for the issuance and sale of general obligation improvement bonds for 2016 CIP improvements. We also approved a resolution calling for a public hearing to approve the City of Apple Valley issuance of senior living private activity bonds related to facility improvements, and there is one that is located in the city of Burnsville, so it has to come before us to give our approval. And this is the Rivers facility, but Apple Valley is doing the bond work. We approved the resolution accepting staffing for adequate fire and emergency response. This is, the acronym is SAFER, grant for the fire EMS personnel. Please tune into the City Council meeting. This item was pulled so that we again can highlight it for all of you, our citizens, and that we were successful in receiving the grant, and now we move on to make sure that we have optimal services for our citizens. We approved the Joint Powers Agreement and Supplemental Maintenance Agreement with Dakota County for the Minnesota River Greenway Black Dog Trail segment. We authorized and approved the project and accepted the quotes and awarded the contract for the rain garden repair in Forest Park Heights. We approved the supplemental agreement to original contract for professional design services and construction support for the City Hall and public safety facilities. And we accepted and approved the quotes and awarded the contract for the 2016 street maintenance paving project. And we authorized the project and prepared preparation of plans and specifications for the Union Pacific Railroad area stormwater system conveyance and treatment improvement project. We also approved a resolution accepting the bid and awarded the contract for the Lady Bird Lane Street Improvement Project. And we approved the application of the City of Burnsville for City Code amendments to Title 10, this is zoning, Chapter 4, definitions, 7, general provisions, and Chapter 18, residential 3D manufactured housing district, and to modify the definitions, the lots, the yard, performance standards, and accessory structure standards related to manufactured homes and manufactured home parks, and repeal City Code Title 3. This is business regulations, Chapter 12, mobile home parks, and we adopted the ordinance and approved the summary ordinance for publication. And that was the end of the consent agenda. We then move on to the regular agenda, and the first item on the regular agenda was a public hearing, and this is a resolution to vacate all the drainage and utility easements over Lot 1, Block 1, Burnhaven, 2nd edition. This is the Toyota application. Now, this application, this item was a public hearing. I opened the public hearing, nobody spoke, closed the public hearing, and then this item is continued because the application for this project is continued on the Planning Commission level. And so this item will go back to the Planning Commission because the public hearing was held at the City Council level. It'll go back for the Planning Commission to look at all of these things in its entirety, and then staff will bundle it and bring it back to the City Council at the next City Council meeting. But I opened and closed the public hearing, and it is referred, and it's continued and referred back to the Planning Commission. Item 6 is a public hearing, and this was a resolution to adopt the assessments for the DuPont 126 Cliff Road Street Improvement Project, and this item was presented. I opened the public hearing. Nobody spoke, closed the public hearing, and the item was approved. Item 7 was also a public hearing, and this is the resolution to adopt the assessments on the first half of 2016 code enforcement charges. This item was presented. There was one written objection that came before us, and we accepted the objection. It is continued because it is pending a lawsuit. And so, but the rest of the assessments were approved. And there were no other items to come before the City Council, and the meeting was then adjourned. Council action replays at 6 a.m. and noon, 6 p.m. and midnight. City Council meetings replay at various times on Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And I encourage you to watch the following to see how you can view past meetings and current meetings via the internet at www.burnsville.org. I'm Elizabeth Couts, Mayor of the City of Burnsville. Thank you for joining me. Continue to make a difference.